Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another one of my videos here. Today I have a monsters deck for you, and the leader ability is Overwhelming Hunger. So we are focusing on using the Death Wish style of play with this monsters deck. And the stratagem that we have is Urn of Shadows to synergize with that. I'm going to take you guys through this list, bottom up, and I'm going to tell you how best to play each card. So at the bottom here, we got one squirrel. The squirrel, it's just a way to banish a card from your opponent's graveyard simply. In each of my decks, I got some standard fillers. Once again, this is just a standard filler of mine. It's pretty nice to use in the current meta. So, use this on Crow Mother, Madoc, anything that your opponent can utilize from your opponent's graveyard. It's good for that. Next, we have two Endrager Warriors here. We have these because obviously we have a number of Death Wish units. So, they need to die in a sense in order to be activated, their abilities. So it's good to have a sufficient number of consumes to allow that to happen. So we do have two Endrager Warriors. They fit pretty good in the deck. They're an insectoid. On deploy, consume adjacent units. So we get some consume value that if we put two Death Wish units together and place Endrager Warrior between the two, we can activate two for the price of one, two Death Wish units for one Endrager Warrior. So, in the first round, definitely look to carry at least one of these or the Bargeist that we have in deck. In any of the situations that we get into throughout a match, you always want to have access to consumes throughout units or leader ability if possible. But yeah, definitely I'd recommend one consume unit in the beginning, and feel free to take another maybe in the third and final round too, depending on what cards you're playing at that time. We do have Pella in here. This is a purify any unit. So interesting thing to note with this deck that I've put together is that it's more of a monsters control deck. If you have a look, we have Heat Wave, we have Maruna, which can seize, we have Aguirre, which can lock, Manticore can destroy, Parasite kills, Artifact compression locks and resets, right? So with the Pella's not necessarily just for purifying one of our locked units or poisoned units, because we have units going pretty tall. So, you could use Pella for that sense, but you could also use Pella for the sense that if your opponent's got a defender, go ahead and purify it, heat wave something behind it, like a Keltalis or something else that's strong of that nature. Why not? So interesting to note, in this deck, I'm not running a Neuromancy or necessarily other kinds of tutor cards, which give us a lot of direct access within the deck, except for Naglfar. I mean, even that's kind of randomized how it plays. So the way we're looking to get access to our cards is by utilizing the strategy of thinning, right? Drawing as many cards from the deck as possible, increasing the odds of drawing good cards as we play on throughout a match. So to fit with that, we've got Archispore in here. So on Death Wish, summon all copies of this unit from your deck to this row. Obviously, you don't want two of these in your hand. You basically want one in your hand, one in the deck, and you place it down on the board, consume it, thin the other copy out. This is a good first round card. I'd always try to advise thinning as early in the match as possible. It makes the most sense for the reason I just outlined prior. So go ahead and play Archispore in the first round. It's nice to play, thin out the cards from the deck that you need. So also got two Foglets in here. It makes pretty good sense adding the Foglets in. They give us a lot of value as a Death Wish unit. Spawn Fog on the opposite row for 3 turns. So, if your opponent's got a unit on the melee row and you want to damage it with Foglet, play Foglet on the melee row, set it up accordingly. Fog damage can be pretty good. 2 points of damage. So that's 2, 4, 6. Plus 4, it's a 4 for 10. It plays pretty good, the Foglet. Makes sense to add it in Death Wish decks. You can go ahead and use this as an activator for the Haunt scenario card that we have. Use it in the first round. It's a flexible card to use in this deck. Right. So we've got two Witch Apprentice in here. Because our units are going so tall, it does make sense to add this card in. It shouldn't be that hard for us to reach Sabbath as monsters. Usually we have taller units than other factions. Just make sure you got 25 points or more before you play them optimally, and they'll be boosting by 2 at the end of a turn. It's a cheaper alternative than to using the Beast right here, I guess. But in our deck, we are running the Beast too, just for extra strength. Why not? But yeah, Witch Apprentice, feel free to secure the first round with them and get you through. And then, like, you know, into the second round, you can play Haunt for a bleed. So they're flexible throughout any point of a match. But I would suggest being careful taking them into a short round situation where you just have a few cards, because obviously you need Sabbath to trigger them. So try to use them in the first and second round, or if you're going into a long third round, possibly. We do have Bargeist, you know, same idea as we got in Drago Warrior. It's to add the consumes to our deck that we need to activate Deathwish units. It gives us 2. Bargeist is pretty nice because on deploy, it consumes a unit. And then as long as we got Dominance, we get to consume another unit later. So I think Bargeist is pretty nice to use into the first round, to be honest. I mean, you could have Penitent down, use Stratagem onto the Penitent, thin one of our 7 provision cost units out, and then you can play Bargeist next onto Penitent. And, you know, if that happens to thin out like a Manticore, you could activate it pretty soon after again. So Bargeist could be a first round card. Artifact Compression. This made sense to me to add into this deck because in this current meta, we're seeing a fair number of big boosted units going down. So not only that, it gives us extra control. As I said, you can lock. So this can reset the power of a unit and lock it. So we got control and we got Tall Punish with this card. And just remember, if one of your cards is damaged down for some reason, you can't even use this to reset the base power of your own card. But just keep in mind, because we're monsters, that's probably a bit risky because we're boosting a lot. But, you know, in other instances, I mean, if you're playing some other deck, keep it in mind, could come in handy. Okay, so we got Parasite as well. Parasite's an organic card, allows us to damage or boost, right? So we could damage an opponent's unit by 6. We can use the control option for that, or we could boost one of our own units. The boosting part would come in handy for us if we are requiring Sabbath, perhaps, for the Witch Apprentice, or if you need Dominance for Bargeist, you may want to use it in that sense. Outside of that, it's not really necessary. I'd suggest using it for damage more than anything else. Good targets could be something like Stefan from Nilfgaard, Coral from Skellige, you know, Damien from Nilfgaard. There's a lot of different cards that you can target with this. So the star of this deck, Penitent. I really love this premium, by the way. It looks sick. I actually got this in a random keg opening. I was a bit fortunate. Okay, so what do we know about this card? It's a Thrive unit, which is pretty good. I wouldn't suggest focusing on using that because if it gets banished, locked, it's terrible. We're losing a lot of thinning value that we're going for. But the key feature that we're looking to use the Penitent for is its Deathwish ability. Summon a random 7-cost unit from your deck to this row. Okay, so it's strictly going to be 7 provision cost unit. So we got 3, right? We've got the Beast, we've got Manticore, and we've got Pugo. Optimally, we're looking to thin out Pugo first. Say if we're going first, right, we could activate Penitent twice because you could deploy, and then you're going to use Urn of Shadows on Penitent. It thins you out one of these 3, depending what's in your hand and what's in your deck. It's going to be a bit randomized. Okay, but in the perfect world, it'll be Pugo. In the perfect world, you'd have Manticore in your hand, and then you could consume Penitent on the next turn and maybe thin out the Beast, okay? If not, and you thin out Manticore, that means you've got Penitent and Manticore together because they thin to the same row, and you could just place an Drago Warrior between the two. Doesn't work out too bad either, but then it just means, you know, as far as summoning Pugo, we don't really get the summoning value. It means he's going to damage a random allied unit by 3 on deploy. He's going to damage himself if there are no units on the board by 5 otherwise. So yeah, Penitent, first round card. You open up with Penitent. Or perhaps you'd open up with Egan. Sorry, you open up with Egan. Then you play Penitent. You play the stratagem onto the Penitent. You get Pugo out. You consume the Penitent. Say you get the Beast out. You get Manticore out. You play on from them. So Penitent is more of a first round card because of the thinning it's giving us. It's pretty nice. But it's flexible too. You could play it with Haunt later on. You're just going to have to be wary of what you've got in your hand and what cards you're playing as you go, right? Because we're really specifically wanting to get ultimate value out of Pugo through summoning, not playing it. The Beast, as I said, It's nice to get thin out with a Penitent, but if not, carry it in your hand. There's no problem with that. At least have Pugo in deck for Penitent, if anything, and the Manticore if you like. I'd suggest trying to keep Manticore in hand though. So with the Beast, it is just a card that will keep climbing by 2 until it's the highest unit on the battlefield. So it's nice to play the Beast first round too, because we're looking to slam Egan down in the first and we can get a lot of value out of it that way. So don't be afraid to use the Beast in the first round. And it's good in any situation with our deck because we're going pretty tall. Imperial Manticore. So the Death Wish ability for Manticore is that we get to destroy the lowest enemy. Manticore could be really good in a situation where maybe your opponent has a unit behind a defender. It's a low-powered unit, but they rely on it a lot. And, you know, you could drop Manticore, hit leader ability, and kill it, even though it's protected by a defender. Or if your opponent opens up, uses a stratagem on a unit as their first turn move of the match, you know, you could drop Manticore down, hit leader, destroy it, and then you could put them in a very bad situation where they might lose on even cards. So ultimately, though, I would like to use Manticore with Haunt. I feel it's really nice. Manticore and Maruna together with Haunt feels great, especially when you're going first, because it's just a lot of control. Basically, whatever your opponent plays dies next. Pugo Boom Breaker. So there's a pretty cool card. As I explained, guys, it's got that deploy effect. We're just looking to use Pugo through Penitent to summon it. If not, it plays for 8 points of value. It's not terrible play as long as there's another unit down on the board. So it's not too bad either. But always keep this in deck. Never keep this in hand, all right? Okay, as far as control options go, we've got Aguirre in here. On deploy melee, you can lock a unit. Also nice for us to have Aguirre because obviously we've got engines in this deck. We've got certain units with Death Wish abilities, certain units with order abilities being the Bargeist. It's nice because it gives us the flexibility of removing a unit's lock if something gets locked, which we are pretty prone to as a weakness for us. So this could be a good counter to our weakness, all right? So feel free to use Aguirre as you need it. If you feel you need to control your opponent's side of the board, use it. If your opponent's playing something with an order ability that could get them far ahead of you, don't be afraid to commit this. Osrul makes sense to use in this deck because we've got 2 targets for Osrul. You've got ultimately Egan, so you're going to play Egan in the first, it goes to your graveyard, then later at the end of a match, we're saving Osrul for the very end of the match, final turn of the match, pretty much. You're going to play him on the range draw and you consume Egan. He's going to boost himself by that much, okay? Consume a unit from your graveyard. You can use the melee row ability if your opponent for some reason has something great as well, maybe like a Melusine with a very high base power. It could be a good play too. An alternative play for Osrul, which is really nice because sometimes our opponent may play something like Yennefer Invocation, take Egan away. Egan may get banished. We don't know what can happen in a match. A good alternative is also Pugo. You know, it's an 11 powered unit. It's a good backup plan for Osrul as well. So we also have Maruna in here. This is a great premium too, guys. So Maruna allows us to seize a random enemy unit with 4 or less power. Madoc would be a great example. Maybe the Mage Students is a great example. Meditating Mages could be something good to seize at this time. Yeah, so if your opponent's got something good to seize, why not go ahead and play Maruna? I would suggest playing Maruna as an activator for Haunt. So when you're playing Haunt, the first activator could be Maruna at that time. Save it for Haunt, okay? Naglfar. This is some form of tutoring that we have in this deck. Allows us to look at 2 random gold cards, then play one and place the other on top of our deck. So Naglfar, you know, this card, it's a bit of a draw dependent thing, right? Our deck in a sense where we don't have a very concise particular access into the deck. It's going to be randomized at times. Randomized in the sense of what we're getting in our hand through matches and what Naglfar can pull for us. Because it's going to be 2 random gold cards. We've got a number of gold cards really. So try to use it definitely in the first or second round to get value out of it. Obviously, you want to get access to your other gold card, the second one, by placing it on top and drawing it. So, you know, maybe try to play it when there's not so many gold cards in your deck and you can be a bit more certain of what's to come. But definitely a first or second round card. Okay, we've got Detlef High Vampire. The play for Detlef High Vampire is very simple. We are strictly using leader ability as much as possible if we can save it just for Detlef for a short round. He gives us a ton of value. So basically what happens with him is his Death Wish is that summon this unit from your graveyard to the same row, and he's got two uses, two charges of that, right? So basically use Overwhelming Hunger, leader ability, you got two charges, you just click it twice, and he just gets drawn out instantaneously. Send him to the graveyard, gets drawn out, send him again, gets drawn out, two charges, okay? Great short round finish, gives us a lot of points. We've got Egan in here too. It does make sense to play Egan as quickly as possible when going first, because he's going to gain armor according to the number of cards in your hand. If he's got no armor, he gets destroyed. So play him. This is a first round card. It gives us a lot of points quick and helps us secure the first round. So you want to play Egan first and then play Penitent with a stratagem later. What else to mention about Egan? I mean, if his armor gets low, consume him as an option not to lose the points. If he gets poisoned, consume him. You could even lock Egan, you know, if his armor's getting low, so then his ability won't work. His ability of not having armor and then being destroyed. So keep those options in mind, all right? Heat Wave's nice. It's just, I like having it in the deck, to be honest, because it's just a lot of direct control, and some cards, they really require that. Maybe it's a very strong card of your opponent's, you just want to wipe it out, give them no access to it again. I think Heat Wave is great for that. Try to be mindful of how you use it, but I mean, it's best to use it on scenario cards like Masquerade Ball, Feign Death and whatnot. That's probably the most optimal use of it. But any unit that goes very tall, why not kill it too? And then a very strong key component of our deck here is Haunt. Make sure you carry 2 Death Wish units when triggering Haunt. Haunt, I'd suggest, as a second round card. You'd like to win the first round, you go into the second round, and you open up with Haunt as the first play, and then you're going to activate Haunt optimally, with Maruna and with Manticore. I think it's the best way to activate it, and that sets you up for a very good bleed situation from there. And yeah, as I explained, guys, Urn of Shadows just allows you to trigger a Death Wish of an allied unit with Death Wish ability. So we can use it for Penitent. That's what we're liking to use it for. But, you know, you could use it for Manticore or something else, Maruna in the first 2, or whatever else Death Wish unit you have. Overwhelming Hunger just allows us to destroy an allied unit, then spawn an Ekimara in its row and boosted by the destroy unit's power. We've got 2 charges of this. Save it as much as you can just for Detlef, I'd recommend. Okay, so ultimately, you know, this deck has got a number of ways to win. We're winning by going tall with boosting. We can win with control options. We've got a number of control options here. And yeah, I think it's a pretty balanced deck in that sense. I would be very honest to you and say that it is a draw dependent deck. When we have the cards we need in hand and the cards we need in deck in the right places, it feels great. Otherwise, it could feel a bit underwhelming at times. You know, sometimes you might not have enough consumes in your hand and it feels weird to play a round out. But just keep those things in mind. We're trying something different here. It's definitely a fun deck to have an experiment with. So, you know, I hope you have fun with this. And let me know in the comment section down below what you think. And I appreciate the support as always. Thank you very much. Yeah, cool. Nice. This hand looks alright to me. Start with Egan. And next play is going to be Penitent. And it's going to get us one of 3 options. It's going to get us Beast, Manticore or Pugo. So have a look. Be worth running the tutor or organics. Tutor for Deathwish. Which one? Deathwish card. What's it called again? Is that the 8 provision cost card you're talking about? So I got the Defender there. Manticore. And they're perfectly together for Entrega here. So yeah, it'll pass. Whispering Hillock, yes. I mean, we could consider it. I went about thinning with the Penitent. That's how I decided to go about that, and Archie Spore. Okay, right. Let's do this. Let's hope he doesn't have treason. That'd be bad here. But yeah, that's the idea. I mean, see, when it works good, it feels good like this. Get a nice little point swing. But if we don't get the right cards, then sometimes it can be a bit awkward. Yeah, I think the thinning's okay, to be honest. It's more just, I feel the deck has got like a draw dependency to it. So yeah. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Okay, we can play this. We've got Bargeist in hand. Just wondering what Nugglefire would get us. Maybe roast stacks, well, yeah, it's kind of like a two-edged sword, yeah, like we roast stack, we can avoid things like assassination. Like full value assassination if I was to play something here, but then again, treason's pretty sketchy too, isn't it? We do want roast stack for Sabbath just for the flying pigs, that's it. Triple. How many 9s we got here? 9 armor, 9 power, 9 power. It's interesting. It's a sign, guys. 9. I hope 9's a lucky number. Yeah, they got assassination, yep. So they want to kill that off? Beast could be pretty good. I think Beast is the play. This probably dies to a joust, hey. What can he do with slave 5? So he's gonna boost. Oh, could this be risky if I consume this? I don't know, this could be super risky too. Depends what they got in hand. I hope they don't have something for that. Yeah, right. I mean, we're pretty good for points. They've spent leader. So they're gonna be on 30. They got by 2, 33. We could lock it. That works too. So definitely know we got Parasite coming up next draw. Remedy? This is a pretty weak play. Pretty weak play, man, and we got a bit of a point gap here. So 3's 40. I think I'll just pass. I want to see how they cover that point gap. Don't know if that's easy exactly at this stage for them. Unless they got something for Bargeist, something tall. Tall punish. You know, Beast isn't ticking away for him. We locked it, which is nice. That's it. Yeah. We're just going to go 2-0 for sure. Win on evens, fabulous. That's exactly what I want to see, my friends. That's what we're about. Just need a good draw. Yeah. Slave. Pella? Not really doing locking stuff, eh? Let's do this. Deathwish is back. That's it, Blue. Oh, this is gonna be good freaking value, man. Oh, yes. Let me see. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take it. Yep. Oh, baby. Oh, it gets me in the feels. That was beautiful. They could kill it with just though, hey. Remove shield, damage by 4, but I mean, we got 2 points of damage on standby. And then we got Parasite for damage. Okay, yeah. Well, Foglet could damage the armor, the shield down, and then we could kill it with this. Or actually, we could just... What's the best thing? Either way, we're spending 2 points of damage. We probably don't want this active ASAP. I think the sooner we kill this, the better, isn't it? That feels alright. Yeah, that's good. Fire Scorpion. Foglet target. Probably should have put it here just in case for assassination. Maybe it's good to think like that. We're pretty safe for Detlef, man. He's got a lot of points in a short space, so let's just do this. I think we're looking pretty good here. Yeah. Ping and Parasite. Deny their engines with their engines. Yes. Ooh, that's pretty smart. Wow. But we got too many points here. I'm not really concerned, to be honest. I think we're on cruise control, ladies and gentlemen. I'm confident. So we got here.
They're surprisingly clean creatures, if it happens.
Dead Man's Tongue. That's not a tactic, it's not going to trigger them. It's a spell. Yeah, cool. Just go all out. Man, what a sick premium Detlef is though, hey? I love it. Anyway. Let's finish it. Nice, nice. Beautiful. It's too late for that, my friend. It's not gonna do any good here. GG. We got it. We got it, guys. Nice. Okay, good. Penitence here. Okay. Cool. Bounty. Yeah, we got like pretty tall base power units. We'll see how we go this matchup. At least we got one consume in hand this time. So we can play in. Playing with our Death Wish units. It feels nicer going first with Penitent because, you know, you can get the value out of it right away, where it becomes a bit more sus otherwise. So another nice thing is that, you know, the card thins out right next to it. So when we're going first like this, you know, you got an Endrega, you can consume them both. It's a pretty nice little point swing we get. So it's either going to be Beast or Pugo that comes out now from this. So this could die. Most likely this dies. Yeah, he wants to poison that. So we're going to leave this. Or should we go here? So what's that going to get us? Maybe I'll do this. Obviously, you know, if you've got enough consumes, it's probably better to consume Egan there. But I want to battle like this. Okay. It's looking good for us points-wise. So they have Peaches in their deck. I mean, I think it's a bit more awkward playing this if you're not doing hordes. But that's good, we get the first. Did commit a little bit. And I find these cards, they brick often in your hand for some reason. Ever since I've played them, I always tend to get both copies in hand. No idea why. I think it's a good idea to push for the bleed. Let's go here. Passy. Yeah, well, it's interesting seeing Peaches, as I said, you know, with that kind of a leader. Obviously, it makes more sense with the Hordes. You get more value out of it that way, because it's harder to reach the Horde condition. Horde 4 otherwise. If we could get Maruna with Naglfar, that'd be pretty sweet. Play an artifact? Oh wow. Yeah, good heat wave. Could steal that with Maruna potentially. It'd be a 50-50. And that's if we get her too. The Slice of Doctress, yeah. Okay, this is going up. Can we? Yeah, we'll just do it now. I mean, it's good to deny them coins too. And we could kill that with Parasite. That's it. Monsters with a bit of profit. We're making coins. Flo, that's the Team Creep style. We are talented players, brother. We're confident and we're talented. That's how we like to play.
We share the profits, not the work.
Yeah. Only the best of the best. Bro, that's why you joined us, Edoc. You're extremely talented. So it's more of a threat. Bonded's pretty strong with that, isn't it? 6 points. Maybe I'll just do that.
Oh, looks like some light reading.
I shall never be alone again.
Alright. So could go Witch Apprentice up front. Yeah, doing a few of these now.
Nothing tickles my tits quite like a good
Ooh.
cigarette.
When pigs fly, eh?
It's definitely giving them good value. Bandito Rogue has followed. Thanks so much for the follow, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy my monsters deck here. We are using the Penitent. There's something a bit different in this.
My fist is purest tears, purest in all.
So it's gonna die. Sucks a bit. You love my dwarf deck? Thank you very much. Happy to hear that. I do like throwing out cards you don't see played often. Dwarfs is definitely a part of that. And, you know, they play pretty strong too. I think they're a bit underrated. Not exactly heavy on control. I feel you gotta go all in when you're playing dwarfs. But the boosting and swarming benefit you can get from playing them is pretty good. So yeah, definitely a fun deck.
How's you doing business with you?
I mean, we've got two very strong cards here for a short round. I'll pass. They do lose coins now on carryover. It's the best plays we got left. Maybe Pugo? Yeah, maybe we keep Pugo, hey. Squirrel. Foglet, yeah, Foglet's not really gonna do much. We're going lead up with Detloff. What you got? Tax collector.
This world, only two things are certain.
Yes. Two things are certain, he says. Poisons. Poisons are pretty much out of the way. What an awesome premium card. Looks great. Okay, interesting.
A blessing and progress.
Yeah. Let's do that. This is our strength, you know. The shorter the round, the better.
I can't wait to hear your wicked flesh sizzle.
So he's placing a bounty here because he wants me to give him coins by consuming this to do the work for him. I'm guessing. Otherwise, he's kind of allowing me to do damage to him.
With sharpie stick.
8-point play doesn't feel bad with this either, hey? Three damage on deploy onto our units. Not bad if we don't thin it with Penitent.
Don't trouble yourself with pleas for mercy.
Should I do this now? Okay, I'll do this now. Three have been played, Flo. Hey, there's the lock and reset target. So we're just resetting it by 4 though, isn't it? Second, 4. So put it back to 5. Yeah. This one. Just coins. Nice, we got it, guys. Lovely match. Worked very well for us, the bleed. Hey, we finally got Manticore in hand. But no Penitent this time. Dude.
Spit it out already. I don't have all day.
And we're locking it?
Return her to me.
Think so? Either lock and reset or this. Nice Manticore target. Yeah, could have done it there too. I mean, that's pretty good too. I'll just play it out like this. It's great to hear, Flo. I'm happy I'm bringing you some joy with these decks, man. I definitely don't like going meta, you know. To be honest, every season I never get to pro with a meta deck. I'm always just using my own decks. And that's the enjoyment I get out of the game, you know, like experimenting, trying different things, and like coming up with your own unique style that performs good. That's my enjoyment, and then sharing that with others. So happy I could do that with you guys. It's a blessing to have the opportunity, you know? Definitely is.
Act your age. At 2 centuries, you behave like you were barely one.
This is a damn strong play. Seriously. Simless with these bountiful harvests. Man.
Your best will avenge us, Swan.
Kedmil, Vanadine.
Yeah, I think that's a pass for us. Wow. These whisperers, they're just whispering too much. There's too much whispering going on there for me. You can take it, man. Take your Simlas, take your damn Dunka. Takes me back to when I was playing the game. Yeah, no way. It gives you that feel, doesn't it? Okay. Yes, good. Consumes. So plays that. Yeah.
Tis my tree. I was born. I shall die with it.
So like if I hit Penitent here now, it would be nice. We're getting Pugo or Beast.
Ugh, stop gurgling like that.
It's a good Manticore target. Yeah, that's good value. Craigasm. Yeah, funny flow. Oh, they're really pushing in, eh? Oh, he shouldn't have placed it there. Oh, they're going Gezras, huh? Shouldn't have placed it there, man. He's falling right into Foglet. Just thinking, yeah, we should kill it now. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I mean, it's good to get that out of them. Full leader's gone. And we got Igni up. But they're going range draw. Maybe is it Gezras they have? We got lock and reset. Plays for a lot of points. They've used one caress. Yeah. 11 points down. 18. Okay. So we kill the next one. Nice, nice. Yes, yes, yes. Gezras in 2021. Yeah, well, we got ways to deal with what we're gonna see. Just trying to kill it. Well, we've got a few things for them to worry about.
His best friend is a pig, no doubt.
Yes, climb. Rebuke. Come on.
Or we'll both be hanged.
Move those hooves. Ooh, lock and move. Right. Yeah, I reckon it's Gezras, eh? Dryad's Caress once played. Oh, okay.
Cut the grip or I'll cut your gob.
Hold up now. 42. Wait a second. $42. 41. Yeah. Has to go. Gotta take both, yeah. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it's too many points. Yeah. So we really need consumes. Bargeist we have to get. Because we spent leader and we just spent horn. Ooh, Egan. Can we do a very filthy Egan play? Osrul onto what? Well, maybe it's not so bad. This is awkward, man. Oh my god, this is awkward short round. Wow, this is really awkward. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, to be honest. We'll play this very late. If he kills Egan, we Osrul. Yeah, yeah. Maybe I play it second last, right? That's it, we got this. Let's focus, guys. So, play Egan now, you reckon? We'll see. Yeah. So you got damage for that?
I've no fun
Come on,
for my
lady of the wood.
Get fish instead of joy.
So should I kill that? Don't Pugo? Yeah. I'm trying to think, do we Pugo or not? It definitely kills Egan and we definitely get a big Osrul. What do you reckon, chat? Do Pugo? Say yes. Say yes if you want to do Pugo. Yes? Let's do it. I trust my loyal people, my loyal chat. I got faith in my chat. Come on, baby. Come on now, come on. Pull through. Pull through. Come on. Do it. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.